What? He signed 2 years with the Minnesota Vikings. No! I hate you, Minnesota! Let's see, have the Packers looked into maybe some defensive linemen yet? I would sure like to have one, considering that we really need some help there. Defensive end to help play alongside Kenny Clark. That would be great. So far, free agency has been pretty interesting. Let's see, I'm going to take a look around to see what has happened so far. Shelby Harris went back to Denver. Bummer, that was one of my guys. Well, the Broncos talked about getting Shelby Harris back, so that's not a surprise. 3-year deal. And I think, 3 years for $27 million, probably a little too pricey for the Packers. Good job, Denver. You got your guy back. Let's see, defensive lineman, Green Bay. Danico Autry to the Titans. 3 years for $21.5 million. That's not too bad. That's roughly $7 million per year. Probably a little too pricey for the Packers, but good signing. All right, I am back and I'm checking again to see what's going on in free agency. Henry Anderson to the Patriots. Dang it. I liked Henry Anderson. He was a released candidate from the New York Jets, and that would have been very, very good for the Packers. I would have liked Henry. New England snatched him up. New England is signing everybody. Oh well, I'll come back and check later. Let's see who else has snatched up some of our defensive linemen that we really, really need. Roy Robertson Harris to the Jacksonville Jaguars. No! I liked Roy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
He was a very good scheme fit, too. Let's see how much they paid him. 3 years for $24.4 million. I guess that was kind of expected. Roy is a young player, probably not really quite on the Packers' radar, but he was one of my guys that I really, really liked. Very good all-around player, and Jacksonville got him. Malik Collins, who cares? He got signed to the Texans, not very good. What other guys should we look to possibly get? Hopefully, there's some possibilities. Kaiwan Short, Jarrell Casey still available. Dalvin Tomlinson. I hope the Packers can get somebody. I think Dalvin Tomlinson is kind of unlikely. He's probably going to get quite a bit of money, but we'll see what happens. What? You gotta be me. He signed 2 years with the Minnesota Vikings. No! I hate you, Minnesota! That is going to be filthy disgusting. Dalvin Tomlinson and Michael Pierce on the same line. Oh well, we have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. We're going to run through those guys. But dang you, Minnesota! Alright, I'm okay. We still have some possibilities to look at Kaiwan Short, Jarrell Casey still available. Some other guys that come to mind that could help our defensive front are probably some older declining players, but might be able to get them for a 1-year prove it type deal. Who knows? I'm going to check her back around. We'll see if they're still going to be available for the Packers, probably later on in free agency. Crossing our fingers, hopefully so. All right, day one has come and gone. Nothing from the Packers. That's kind of been expected because of the signing of Aaron Jones, who got a pretty big payday. But I'm holding out hope that the Packers are going to be able to sign a defensive lineman, or maybe somebody else for that matter. But I'm still keeping tabs on the defensive line because the Packers could really use that veteran defensive lineman to pair along with Kenny Clark. And veteran defensive linemen are better to make an impact rather than a rookie. So that's why I'm holding out hope that the Packers are going to be able to do their due diligence, look at some defensive linemen, and maybe ink one into a deal. So here's day 2. I'm going to see what happens see if there's anything that has happened. Nope. It looks as if Jihad Ward, he's going to go with join Jacksonville. Jihad Ward he has experience in the 3-4, but I think he's a better fit for the 4-3. And Derek Wolfe is rejoining the Ravens. He signed a 3-year deal up to $12 million. Derek Wolfe was a little bit of a risk to me, so I think it was kind of a good decision to say no to Wolfe. However, he would have been a really, really nice presence on the Packers defensive line because Derek Wolfe is a run-stopping beast, and this only makes sense for the Ravens. He fits better with what they do as opposed to what we are going to do with the Joe Barry system and what he's going to bring to the table. Derek Wolfe fits better with what the Ravens have been able to do. Pair him along the defensive line with Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams. That's going to be a really, really good defensive front yet again for the Baltimore Ravens. So they inked him to a long-term deal. What? No. Why? Why do they keep taking all of our guys? First Alvin Tomlinson, and now they just signed Patrick Peterson. 1 year, $10 million? No, we need a number 2 corner, and Patrick Peterson was one of my guys I was thinking that would be a good possibility for the Packers. Probably a little bit out of our price range, so this is not surprising that Patrick is signed to a different team. But Minnesota will pay for this. I guarantee you, they will pay for this. Remember, they still have Kirk Cousins, so that's a good sign. Just remember that, Viking fans. You have Kirk Cousins. So, no defensive linemen. Not anything from the Green Bay Packers on day 2. I'll check back with you guys on day 3 to see what happens. Alright, I am back for day 3. Let's see if the Packers were able to acquire a player. Not counting on it, of course, as the Packers are still a little bit strapped cap-wise, even though being back under the cap again, it's great. I won't expect anything from the Packers when it comes to signing, but I always have high hopes for my football team. But not too high, not unrealistically high, like some people always like to go to that extreme. They like to go unrealistically high, and then they get their hopes up, and then it just comes crashing down, burn, and then they do what they do. They go crazy. They have emotional outbursts. I'm going to check to see what's going on, to see what has transpired over day 3 of free agency. The Chargers signed Jared Cook to a 1-year deal for $6 million. Very interesting. I was definitely expecting Cook to get some type of 1-year deal with another football team, former Packer. So that name sounds pretty familiar to all of us. And the Miami Dolphins signed Will Fuller to a 1-year deal for $10 million. A little bit out of the Packers' price range, I must say. So Will Fuller, this is actually a really good deal for the Miami Dolphins. I'm not disappointed all the Packers didn't get Will. It would have been exciting to have Will come over to the Packers to be able to help out, especially since he's such a dynamic player. But that's okay. I think we're going to get one in the draft. The Cleveland Browns signed Troy Hill for 4 years for $24 million. That's pretty good. The Browns needed a nickel cornerback to pair along with Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams. So now they have a nice trio going there for in the secondary for the Browns. Very, very well done. Cleveland is doing very well in free agency. And there's not really any defensive linemen that are signing for today. And so far, the Packers still have a really good chance to acquire a veteran defensive lineman. There's also a possibility of getting a veteran corner. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on for that. Wait a minute. The Bears just released Kyle Fuller. Yes. I would love to have Kyle Fuller come to Green Bay. Is it a large possibility? Probably not. He probably might get a larger deal somewhere else. But it would be awesome if Kyle did come to Green Bay and be able to fill that number 2 spot. To end this video off on my reactions to free agency, the Packers have not really done anything in the first wave of free agency. Days 1, 2, and 3 have come and gone without the Packers signing a player, but that's okay. That's okay. The Packers have the second wave of free agency, and free agency goes on forever. You can sign a player at any time, and you want, now that the new league year has started up. So the Packers, whenever they strike, it could happen pretty soon. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen a week from now. There are plenty of big names that are still out there for the Packers to possibly open up their wallet to and give some money over. Richard Sherman is still available. The interior defensive linemen that I mentioned earlier are still available. There could be some players that might be released soon that the Packers could have their eye on, and that would be really, really good if the Packers can find a way to be able to maybe get a free agent or two. So with that, I'll catch you guys later. Go Pack, go.